spectacular,
as well.
over the top. I mean, that was a full force shot to the temple. I mean, he's right now. So they wipe off his gloves, but you look at him like he's really feeling it right now. I mean, he probably has no idea where he is.
When I'm going to take your soul, and you're either going to give up or you're going to get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter.
Likely that one big shot's going to land if the guy's not throwing other shots. So I thought with less artillery in the air, less bombs in the air, that the guy would have a chance to get to later rounds.
Joe Rogan reacted to Jake Paul's knockout loss with laughter while sitting with Anthony Joshua. Rogan said the fight was a clear mismatch from the very beginning. He explained that Jake usually fights retired boxers or MMA fighters, not a real Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. Rogan stressed that Joshua is elite and far above Jake's natural weight class. From a boxing standpoint, he said the result was obvious long before the first punch was thrown.
Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists.
After the fight, Anthony Joshua made a strong statement by saying the knockout actually saved Jake Paul. Joshua explained that if the fight had gone on longer, he would have completely broken Jake down both mentally and physically. He suggested that the early finish prevented much more serious damage in the ring.
It's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you that, Jake, what's going to happen? I'm going to see a time when I'm going to take your soul, and you're either going to give up or you're going to get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct...
Anthony Joshua being linked to a so-called circus fight with Jake Paul immediately split opinions in boxing. Many critics said it was more entertainment than a real sporting contest. The size, experience, and skill gap was impossible to ignore. Joshua is a two-time heavyweight champion and Olympic gold medalist, while Jake is still learning boxing. Because of that, many labeled the fight a spectacle rather than a serious challenge. Simon Jordan reacted strongly after Joshua broke Jake Paul's jaw with a knockout. He said the event damaged boxing's credibility and blurred the line between sport and entertainment.
Because straight after the fight, I heard the question being posed to Joshua, will he now fight Fury? And then my first thought was, after what I've seen, who cares? After that, who cares if Joshua fights Fury? I like Anthony Joshua immensely, Spencer. Any exchanges I've had with him, I think he comes across terrifically well. But I fail to see where it's taken us, where it's taken him, other than hugely increasing his bank balance. You know, I really fail to see what this has done.
Well, it's done nothing, but he was going to fight in November, like I said, and he's just gone in there against Jake Paul. What has it done for his legacy? Absolutely zero. But it was, you know, he's earned a lot of money doing that. And he's going to go again, and he's going to fight possibly February, March, and then there's that Tyson Fury fight that's looming that could happen in September, whether Tyson Fury decides to come out of retirement or not come out of retirement. For Anthony Joshua, he's earned a hell of a lot of money. This is prize fighting, and that's what it's all about. And that's what he's done. And
Jordan also pointed out that Anthony Joshua doesn't need novelty fights. He said Joshua has already earned generational wealth and secured his legacy. Even if a Tyson Fury fight never happens, Jordan believes Joshua could walk away from boxing comfortably without chasing circus-style matchups.
Earning more than Joshua. That apart, Spencer, 6 rounds to get Paul out of there. Reputationally, how does it leave AJ?
Well, thankfully it didn't go to points, because I think that would have been a disaster for Anthony Joshua. I think that he needed to get the job done inside the distance, you know, and he done it. Look, he could have done it at any given point. I think that he could have cut the ring off whenever he wanted to and got Jake Paul out of there. He took his time on that. He allowed Jake Paul to run around like a rabbit and throw the occasional shot from time to time. And I think he only landed one clean punch, didn't he, Anthony Joshua? And that was the one that broke his jaw in 2 places.
But I mean, you said, did you not, to us in this very studio the other day, he's got to get him out of there in round 1.
I did.
Otherwise, what are we seeing?
Exactly that, you know, and I think what we saw there was a little bit of entertainment, and that was pretty much it. But not entertainment that many people enjoyed, if I'm honest. I think that people wanted to see a demolition.
Joe Rogan also praised Anthony Joshua's abilities. He highlighted Joshua's speed, athleticism, and devastating power. Rogan said Joshua moves like someone much lighter than a heavyweight and has true one-punch knockout power. According to Rogan, those traits make Joshua a nightmare matchup and show why crossover fighters have no realistic chance against him.
But this is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is fucking
Here's the
terrifying.
thing that nightmares are made of.
And he's got that one-punch nuclear power. One punch.
Trainer Adam Booth gave a more balanced breakdown. He noted that Jake Paul did manage to make Anthony Joshua miss at certain moments, which he said was significant. Booth explained that Jake's movement and positioning forced Joshua to reset instead of landing freely. Booth made it clear this did not mean Jake was winning, but said making an elite heavyweight hesitate shows real improvement. He added that this kind of movement requires preparation, timing, and confidence. While Booth gave Jake credit for composure and discipline, he stressed that it didn't change the overall reality of the fight.
Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul shared a ring. Your takeaways from the 6 rounds that we saw, presuming you watched?
I was impressed with Jake Paul. I thought that, following on from what we're saying, right? A few years ago, he was on Disney as a kid, acting up, and has decided to become a professional fighter. That takes balls, he's obviously striving to be as good as he can be. You can see that in the way that he moves, the way that he is developed in how he's punching and performing. But to make a 2-time world heavyweight champion that's still live, AJ's still got something about him, to make him miss in such an accomplished manner. All right, so at times he was jumping out and running around, but there were times when he was well in range and still making AJ unable to land a clean, solid shot. He deserves a lot of respect for that. And then the shot that actually finished the fight, that broke his jaw quite badly, didn't put him out. That shot he threw with serious intention has put a lot of professional heavyweights to sleep. He didn't go to sleep. He actually finished on his knees, didn't he? Laughing and spitting blood out of his mouth. So, like they say, it's a special type of crazy and a special type of brave to do it. But I actually, hats off to him, because he showed that he's developing some accomplished little skills in there to look after himself. The size difference is always going to fatigue him.
I know everyone will come with the idea that, AJ should just go in there one round and smash him to bits, and that should be it was a big ring, right? Perhaps he could have cut the ring off a bit better, but would I be right in saying that regardless of skill level, if you forget about that with the 2 for a second, if someone is on the back foot on their bike and doing what Jake was doing, it's difficult no matter who you are, no matter the kind of separation in skill level.
It's a big ring, and you've either got to run at him and look like a novice yourself, or just take your time and
After the fight, attention shifted to Logan Paul, who appeared to intimidate Anthony Joshua and talked about revenge for his brother. Logan reportedly showed interest in fighting Joshua. Analysts immediately dismissed the idea as even more mismatched than Jake's fight.